Set down the day beside you like a bag you do not need to carry inside. Let the ground hold it for now. Let breath arrive without being called. You are safe to slow. This is a quiet beginning for a different kind of improvement. Not harsher, not faster. A way of becoming that keeps your body with you while you change. Place one hand on your belly and one on your heart. Feel the rhythm working without applause. Tonight we learn to partner with it instead of arguing against it. Zen wisdom begins with honesty. Life brings weather. Thoughts will come. Being a better you does not erase clouds. It teaches a sky that does not argue with them. Growth in this house is gentle and practical. We practice small policies that hold on difficult days. We keep promises that a tired person can keep. Notice 3 facts. Ground holds. Air is kind. You are allowed to go slow. Each is a bridge back to the present where change can actually happen. We will follow one character through a week of becoming. You will hear your steps in theirs. You will learn to adjust by a hair until breath and effort agree. Discipline here is stewardship, not punishment. Spend attention where it feeds life. Do not donate it to phantom fires. Let clarity set the budget. Kindness is not a reward after success. It is the condition that lets success breathe. Speak to yourself as you would to someone you intend to keep. Impermanence is not an enemy. It is the promise that tightness can change and that ease must be tended. We will practice tending instead of forcing. If a strict voice appears, give it a useful job. Ask it for measurements, not blame. Invite it to guard your rest and to report back kindly in the morning. Place attention in the soles of your feet or the warmth of your hands. The body's simple news is trustworthy. Let it set the pace of your care. Karma is habit ripening. Old grooves can be seen and softened. New grooves can be planted with repeatable kindness that grows into roads you can walk. Detachment is not indifference. It is caring with open hands. Hold gently what matters. Let the rest pass like weather without asking for a verdict. Choose one vow small enough to keep. Clarity before action. Right size, right speed, right care. Write it where tired eyes will find it. When you are ready, bow once to the room, once to your breath, and once to the day that brought you here. We begin at a human speed your body can trust. Meet Ray, who believes discipline means never needing rest. Morning proves otherwise. The body asks for warmth. The calendar asks for speed. Ray chooses breath first. At work, a promotion dangles like a bright sign. The mind tries to sprint toward it. Ray writes one line. clarity before action. The pen slows the feet without stealing aim. A message from a mentor arrives. Improve your presence. Ray wonders if presence can be purchased like a tool. Sora, the hill teacher, answers later with a smile. Sora says presence is how you meet the next moment without abandoning the one you are in. Presence is measurable in breath, posture, and the kindness in your eyes. Ray experiments, shoulders lower by 1 floor. The jaw resigns from guard duty. The breath chooses a pace the heart can trust. The room answers by becoming easier to live in. A meeting begins with 10 windows open. Ray closes 9. One screen is a kindness to eyes and mind. The work stands taller when it does not audition for attention. A teammate asks for an impossible timeline. Ray says, not this way, not today, yes to a smaller path that will land. The room exhales like a belt loosened 1 notch. At lunch, Ray eats without a phone. Food becomes information the body can trust. The afternoon stops borrowing panic to feel important. Evening on the hill, Sora teaches wise effort. Tight strings snap. Loose strings do not sing. We tune by a hair until breath and work agree. Ray remembers running on strings that cut the fingers. Now the tune brightens with less force. Music appears where effort used to audition for worth. The next day opens with praise for speed. Old ambition reaches for boots. Ray bows once. Aim with vow, not with applause. The boots become walking shoes. A rumor thread tugs at attention like Velcro. Ray writes 1 clarifying line and closes the tab like a bow. Court time saved becomes work that feeds. Midweek brings a project with fog around the edges. Ray chooses the next small, helpful stone and names what will be checked tomorrow. Fog respects steady feet. A colleague snaps under pressure. Heat rises in the room. Ray places attention in the soles and asks what reduces harm right now. 1 clear sentence ends the fire drill. After work, Ray visits parents with soup. The table is slow and honest. Being a better you begins where you eat, not only where you perform. Sora's talk turns to kindness as policy. He says, speak to yourself as you would to someone you intend to keep. Discipline becomes stewardship under that light. Ray writes a vow card. Right size, right speed, right care. The card stands by itself as if proud to be sensible. Night invites replay. Ray counts a slow tide. In for 4. Soft hold for 1. Out for 6. The mind learns calm from the body faster than from debate. Morning tests boundaries with 3 urgent pings. Ray draws the weightless list. Write everything. Circle 3 that changed today. Square 1 that feeds someone else's ease. The list shrinks to fit the day. Results improve. The nervous system spends less time auditioning for danger and more time doing what actually feeds life. A client requests sparkle without oxygen. Ray offers accuracy and rest. Sparkle appears as space around meaning. The call ends with a plan that fits on one page. In a quiet hour, Ray mentors a junior. We praise corrections more than perfection here. The junior looks relieved to be invited into a human policy. At the Hill, Sora teaches impermanence. Growth is not a straight line upward. It is a garden that knows seasons. Rest is not quitting. It is irrigation. Ray pictures past sprints that burned soil. The garden metaphor lands in the body. Water here, shade there. Let this row rest. Midweek, the inner critic arrives with a spreadsheet of flaws. Ray gives it a real job. Measure sleep, movement, and one act of service. Bring numbers. Leave blame at the door. The critic returns with useful columns. Sleep improves by 20 minutes. Walks occur on 4 days. Service looks like a call to a friend. The critic learns to be a scientist. A vendor misses a delivery and blames the clock. Ray names facts and the next stone. The vendor thanks them for skipping theater and sends a clean file. At home, Ray repairs a loose button with gold thread. Repair does not hide the line. It honors the joining. The jacket feels more honest on the shoulders. Thursday invites a sprint disguised as duty. Ray answers with a map. Define the heart. Deliver the part that feeds. Decide what can be dropped. The sprint turns into a path. Evening sit turns to compassion with valves. Open to serve, closed to refill. Kindness that refills travels farther than heroics that leak. Ray practices by leaving the office on time. The world does not end. The next day's work arrives easier because the tools were not burned for applause. On a walk, a heron stands longer than seems normal. Doing less looks like precision. The bird trusts water more than hunger trusts noise. A teammate admits they hit a mistake. Ray says, correction is praise here. They fix it quickly and learn a sentence that will save hours later. Friday, leadership praises outcomes. Ray shares the toolkit in one page. Triangle, feet, breath, helpful task, weightless list, 3 stones, 4 doors of speech. The room lowers its shoulders. Relief is a metric you can feel. People start bowing at the end of tasks and breathing before they begin the next. Weekend arrives with chores that keep houses livable. Wash, fold, mend, call. Being a better you means keeping promises to small rooms. Ray meets Sora at the market. Sora says, better is not louder, better is truer. It is a right relationship with your moment, your body, and the people within reach. Sunday's sit closes with metta. May I be safe. May I be kind. May I find ease. Ray sends the same to strangers and remembers that improvement is a communal sport. On Monday, the mirror shows a face that looks less like a project and more like a partner. Ray whispers, "Thank you for staying. We will keep human speed." A decision with fog returns. Ray smiles because the map is familiar. Choose the next stone, name the reassessment, and move. Practice makes dignity visible. Night keeps its vow. The sky continues not needing help. The house breathes. Ray sleeps while the new policies hold without supervision. In the morning, the card waits where it always does. Clarity before action. Right size. Right speed. Right care. Ray steps into a pace that can last. Morning brings rain and a list that tries to grow teeth. Ray breathes and builds the triangle. Feet on floor. Breath in the nose. Helpful task within reach. The list becomes a path. A teammate asks, "How do I keep showing up when I feel small?" Ray answers, "Keep a promise you can keep. One sentence, one call, one page. Better grows from kept promises." A meeting opens with overlapping weather. Ray writes the 3 stones on the board. Define the heart. Deliver the part that feeds. Decide what can be dropped. People stop auditioning for a crisis. Work returns to human pace. Relief moves through the room like air finally reaching a plant that had been indoors too long. At lunch, Ray practices presence with soup. Spoon, bowl, breath. The body receives food and the mind receives quiet. The afternoon will not need caffeine to impersonate focus. Sora's evening talk turns to karma as habit energy. He says, "Grooves deepen where you walk most. Walk the road of clarity and kindness until your feet know it without instructions." Ray gives the inner critic a clipboard again. Measure sleep, movement, and one act of service. If you bring blame, the meeting ends. Bring numbers, and we will improve together. The critic returns with data instead of noise. Small wins make visible lines. The day feels held by facts instead of threatened by opinions that change with weather. Midweek, a client asks for sparkle while withholding oxygen. Ray offers accuracy and rest. Sparkle appears as the space around meaning. The call ends with a plan that fits on one page. A rumor thread tries to rent the team's attention. Ray posts one clarifying line and closes the tab like a bow. Court time saved becomes work that feeds real people. On the train, Ray practices soft eyes. The city looks less like a list and more like a place to live. Plans shrink to a humane size without losing aim. At home, an old story knocks hard. You are only worthy if you do not need. Ray places a palm on the heart and replies, even cups need refilling. The door stays open. The storm does not. Thursday brings 3 meetings that exist by habit. Ray cancels 2 and sends 1 clear page. The calendar discovers hours it did not know it owned. A junior hides a mistake and shakes. Ray says, correction is praise here. They fix the line in 5 minutes and learn a sentence that saves hours later. Evening sit turns to equanimity. Sora says balance is a warm horizon. It does not shrink storms. It gives them somewhere to move without taking you with them. Ray pictures a horizon inside the chest room. Windows open. The guard takes a seat and waters the plant. Fear is allowed to visit without carrying keys. Friday, a deadline grins. Ray restores the last clean version, tells the truth without spice, and delivers the part that changes the day. The grin loses interest. Leadership asks for results without theater. Ray shares the toolkit in 1 page. Triangle, weightless list, 3 stones. 4 doors, tide count. People write them down like recipes. On a walk, a Huron teaches patience again. Doing less looks like precision. The bird trusts water more than hunger trusts noise. Ray writes, be the river you can trust. Weekend arrives with weather and errands. Wash, fold, mend, call. Keeping small rooms livable is a form of excellence that never trends but always matters. Ray visits parents with tea and listens without fixing. Connection improves metrics the office does not track. The home team wins quietly and often. Sunday's sit turns to forgiveness. Sora says, forgive the hours that tried too hard and the hours that did little. They were teachers. Bow and let them rest. Ray writes an unsent letter to earlier self. Thank you for surviving. I will spend energy differently now. The page feels lighter after ink dries. Monday asks for bravery with incomplete data. Ray chooses 1 small stone and names what will be reassessed tomorrow. Fog respects steady feet and well-placed lanterns. At work, Ray protects the quiet hour like a garden fence. Phones rest, tools cool. Output improves because pace and precision are friends again. A colleague asks for a script to say no kindly. Ray shares, not this way, not today. Yes to a smaller path that will land. It fits on a sticky note and saves a week. A vendor misses a delivery and blames the clock. Ray names facts and the next repair. The vendor thanks them for skipping theater. The shipment finds the river again. Night invites the old replay. Ray counts a slow tide. In for 4, soft hold for 1, out for 6. Sleep arrives without essays due in the morning. Morning returns with a mirror that looks friendly. Better is not louder, it is truer. It is a right relationship with your moment, your body, and the people within reach. Ray places the vow where tired eyes can read it. Clarity before action. Right size, right speed, right care. The day nods and begins without needing a chase scene. Tuesday opens with clear light. Ray notices the old impulse to sprint and smiles. Sprinting used to feel like safety. Now safety feels like truthful pace. Sora's talk is on right livelihood. Do not rent your body to work that starves your values. Choose tools that let you sleep. The room breathes like someone opened a window. Ray audits the week with gentle math. What actually changed the day? What could be done well? What belonged to tomorrow or to no one? The list discovers hours it did not know it owned. A client needs a brave no. Ray writes, not this way, not today. Yes to a smaller path that will land. The client thanks them for telling the truth early. On the train, Ray practices metta. May I be safe. May I be kind. May I find ease. Then for others, may you be safe. May you be kind. May you find ease. A coworker asks how to become better without becoming harder. Ray says change your policies, not your worth. Keep vows that a tired person can keep. Midweek brings a deliverable with fog. Restores the last clean version, names the reassessment, and moves one stone. Fog respects steady feet. At lunch, Ray eats without a screen again. Food is information the body can trust. Thought digestion improves when the mouth is not negotiating with a storm. Evening, Sora teaches detachment as loyalty to meaning. Cut what does not feed. Let style serve truth. The cut is a kindness when it lets the work breathe. Re-edits a cherished paragraph and feels the page stand taller. Attachment had been extra weight. The project thanks them by becoming easier to carry. Thursday, a teammate melts down quietly. Ray offers presence before advice and asks, what reduces harm right now? A nap and a page of clarity save the afternoon. A rumor tries to conscript attention. Ray writes one clarifying line and closes the tab like a bow. Courts without oxygen dismiss themselves. An email arrives with sharp edges. Ray breathes, softens the jaw, and asks a question that reality can answer. The thread follows the question instead of the sting. At home, the inner critic returns with a louder voice. Ray points it to the clipboard. Measure sleep, movement, and one act of service. Bring numbers. Leave blame at the door. The critic returns with data and is oddly proud. The body rests better when judgment has a job that helps. Improvement becomes a collaboration instead of a trial. Friday, leadership invites Ray to share tools with another team. Ray prepares one page and a pace people can trust. The talk ends on time and leaves room for real life. Someone asks, "How do I not fall back?" Ray says, plan for falling and practice beginning again. Beginning again counts as expertise. A vendor calls with a late part and a clean tone. Ray values the tone. They name the smallest repair that would change today. The plan lands without theater. After work, Ray walks by water. A Huron teaches patience for the third time. Doing less looks like precision. The bird knows what it is doing without selling it to the sky. Weekend service at the community kitchen feels like alignment. Stirring soup and washing pots count as practice. People leave warmer than they arrived. Ray visits parents with tea and sits longer than usual. Listening without fixing improves metrics the office will never track. The home team wins quietly. Sunday sit turns to joy that does not depend on winning. Joy notices what is alive and shares warmth without receipts. The hall feels like a quiet sunroom again. Ray practices empathetic joy for a colleague's promotion. Nothing is taken by noticing. The chest room gains light instead of losing it to comparison. Monday tests dignity with incomplete data. Ray writes the triangle: feet, breath, helpful task, then the 3 stones. Define, deliver, decide. The day moves like a traveler with the right papers. A colleague confesses they fear they cannot keep up. Ray shares the Weightless List and circles 3. They work 1 hour together and discover fewer sharp corners. Afternoon brings praise that could become diet. Ray tastes it and returns to the next helpful step. Wind is weather, not food. Vow is the meal that sustains. Evening, Sora answers a question about control. Control is often grief in armor. Let grief speak, and control may set down the shield. The room softens without losing spine. Ray writes, grief aloud, shield rests. The sentence travels better than prediction and costs less sleep. The chest room opens a window on its own. Tuesday, a decision arrives that will affect others. Ray names the people, the facts, and the next small stone. 3 messages carry kindness without delay. On the train home, Ray watches night gather without urgency. The city does not need help to turn the page. Breath matches lights in the windows like a quiet metronome. At home, Ray places a hand on the heart. Thank you for staying. Thank you for warning me early. Thank you for learning. The body answers by not arguing. Wednesday asks for boundaries. Reed declines 2 meetings and sends 1 clear page. The calendar finds oxygen again. Work improves because the tools are not burning. A junior asks how to practice when tired. Ree says, pick a small vow and keep it. Count 8 breaths between tasks. Bow when closing files. Closure keeps the mind from dragging the past forward. Thursday brings a challenge with real stakes. Ray feels heat and chooses pace. The team delivers the part that changes the day. Drama loses its audience. Evening walk returns to the river. The Huron is not there. The lesson remains. Flow where you can. Rest where you should. Resist only what harms. Friday closes with a clean send. The room praises the corrections more than perfection. Repairs are visible and respected. Trust grows where punishment used to live. Ray writes a final vow for this chapter. I will not trade peace for applause. I will not trade clarity for performance. I will keep human speed. Night keeps its vow. The sky continues not needing help. The house breathes. The window stays open the right width for rest. In the morning, the card waits where it always is. Clarity before action. Right size. Right speed. Right care. Ree steps into a pace that can last and feels ready for the final reflection. Set the story down like a book you will gladly reopen. Notice what changed. Effort became accuracy. Speed became pace. You began to partner with breath instead of forcing a result. Being a better you was not punishment. It was stewardship. You spent attention where it feeds life. You stopped donating it to phantom fires. Name the tools you can keep. Triangle, feet, breath, helpful task, weightless list, circle 3, square 1, delete 1, 3 stones, defined, deliver, decide, 4 doors of speech. Let discipline stay humane. Tight strings snap. Loose strings do not sing. Tune by a hair until breath and work agree. Let results be the echo of right effort. Detachment is not indifference. It is loyalty to meaning over performance. Cut where the work can breathe. Let style serve truth instead of replacing it. Practice compassion with valves, open to serve, closed to refill. Kindness that refills travels farther than heroics that leak. Rest protects every promise you make. If a strict voice returns, assign it a useful job. Ask for measurements, not blame. If fear returns, let it ride without keys. It may take notes. It does not steer. Count a slow tide when storms gather. In for 4, soft hold for 1, out for 6. 3 rounds teach the nervous system good news by repetition. Forgive earlier versions of yourself. They chose speed to feel safe. You can choose truthful pace now. Bow to them and let them rest. Let joy notice what is alive without demanding a trophy. Praise corrections more than perfection. Visible repairs make rooms livable and hearts honest. Write a vow small enough to keep. Clarity before action. Right size. Right speed. Right care. Place it where tired eyes will find it, and the day will remember. When you rise, choose one helpful step and let it be small. Small steps keep their promises. Small promises build lives that hold in hard weather. If you are drifting towards sleep, let the voice fade and the breath carry you. If you are returning to the day, open the eyes as if light were rising inside a bowl. May you be safe. May you be kind. May you find ease. May your next step be gentle and real. We end here so that you can continue well.